It's coming out of the creek over there. It's overflowing the creek and coming in. That creek from out there is going over the...
What began as heavy rain quickly escalated into a dangerous, fast-moving disaster. One that caught thousands off guard and left a trail of destruction from coastal cities to inland valleys.
So, Sam, I don't know if we're going to make it. Adrian just walked across Ray Lanes, the creek area, and literally fell 6 feet down in a hole. Luckily, he survived. But it's pretty bad. We're a little bit nervous about even trying to go over with a big hole.
Mom, I can barely see the poles.
This storm arrived with relentless force. Bands of intense rainfall dumped inches of water in a matter of hours, overwhelming drainage systems already stressed by saturated ground. In low-lying areas, floodwaters rose with terrifying speed, pouring into homes and businesses before residents had time to react. Cars were swept off roads. Mud and debris cascaded down hillsides, transforming familiar landscapes into unstable, churning hazards.
Yeah, that's you're absolutely right. And decide it's not that high because they use those prongs to test out the ground surface there.
Let me know if they're going to short haul over to you, and if so, we'll get a rescue your way. Otherwise, let me know if they're just going to transport.
Infrastructure took a brutal hit. Major roadways were submerged or washed out entirely, cutting off entire communities. Bridges were closed as engineers raced to assess structural damage. Power outages spread as water infiltrated electrical systems, plunging neighborhoods into darkness just as conditions became most dangerous. along hillsides scarred by previous wildfires. Mudslides tore through neighborhoods, burying homes and leaving behind thick layers of debris where streets once were. Rivers and creeks burst their banks, erasing boundaries between land and water. Emergency services were pushed to their limits. Firefighters, police, and swift water rescue teams worked non-stop, responding to hundreds of calls for help. In some areas, first responders had to navigate flooded streets by boat, pulling stranded residents from rooftops and vehicles.
Broke the aqueduct. Yeah, there's no way. Well, thank God that happened. Look, more water starting to come. Road. They're losing their house. The street. It got pushed over in front of their house.
The storm made rescue operations extremely dangerous. Fast currents, low visibility, and falling debris turned every call into a high-risk mission. Officials urged residents to stay indoors, warning that even a few inches of moving water could be deadly.
Debris going down the wash. It is quite high already on that drain. See down towards Moore Park. They're coming out the other drains over there. Still says in the next 24 hours supposed to have almost 5 inches still to come. Quick update on the wash. It's moving pretty quick. You can see down where it merges on the other side of the Bradford studio lot. The drain is getting pretty close. We've seen 3.45 inches of rain in the last 6 hours. Sweeping out some pretty heavy debris. Seen some heavy things go down like car seats. A lot of water coming out right now. Supposed to probably have
The economic and social consequences are already severe. Small businesses, many still recovering from past disasters, saw inventory destroyed overnight. Families were forced to evacuate with little more than the clothes they were wearing, uncertain when or if they could return home. temporary shelters filled with displaced residents, while insurance claims and damage assessments began to pile up. For many, the road to recovery will take months, if not years. And yet, amid the devastation, stories of resilience continue to emerge. Neighbors help neighbors escape rising waters. Volunteers organized aid, food, and shelter for those who lost everything. In the face of another extreme weather event, communities once again proved their strength, not by avoiding disaster, but by enduring it together.
Surge after surge continues to come up. Look at the flow here. Watch the edge. I would call this Sudsy. Nice log.
As California reckons with the aftermath of this powerful Pacific storm, the scars are visible everywhere, in flooded homes, shattered roads, and shaken lives. But so is the resolve to rebuild, to adapt, and to face an increasingly unpredictable future with determination and unity.